Good morning and g'day, mate. Welcome back to Dyson Sphere with me, JD. Today's episode, we're doing a bunch of automation. We're also waiting for a bunch of science to finish, and we might even try and work our way up to gravitational lenses to try and get some warpers up and running, so we start making it outside the solar system. But first thing I need to do is last episode, we did a little bit of automation. We went and got purple science up and running. It now plugs into our labs, which are doing fine. They're doing fine. I think I'd prefer it if they were doing better. I'd like to add some more labs on top because we have plenty of science packs, mostly. But we'll have to leave that for the moment. The other thing we managed to do is we managed to make these things. These couple of assemblers that are running these things that are short on resources. Okay, they're short on resources. I'm not sure why they're short on resources. They should be fine, but they're short on resources for some reason. They required this smelter block to make magnets, this smelter block, and this smelter block to make iron, this smelter block to make copper, this smelter block to make more magnets, this smelter block to make graphite, one of the two, the refined coal, to then make magnetic coils, to then make engines with some engines to spare, to then also make some electromagnetic engines to then make the stupid super magnetic ring things. Why are you not outputting? Or are you waiting on input? I think they're waiting on input. Oh, because all the sorters are facing the wrong way. Awesome, JD. Awesome. Okay, something else I have to fix between episodes. The other thing I managed to do is, between episodes, is I wrapped the planet again in, we had like 1.5 lanes of solar. We now have 3 lanes of solar everywhere because power went shit. Power is now fixed. So the first thing I want to do is down here. I have already lined out our next few items. So we want to automate the bigger and better interstellar logistics stations. Okay, I've already hand fed this a little bit, so we could have an output box, so we could hand feed this one a little bit to have some of the orbital collectors, because we unlocked those last episode. On top of that, we also need to, and again, I've been hand feeding because there are other things I want to do this episode. I'd like to get Deuterium up and running, but we'll come back to that. I also need to get super magnetic rings into this bad boy. So we already have a port up here that I've already requested in the super magnetic rings. We're making also the crystal silicon for a different project, but we'll get to that in a sec. And we need to bring out those, run them down to there, run them past the back of this, up a tile to, well, there. And then back down to ground level. Okay, back a tile. Then back down to ground level. Okay, so that'll get us super magnetic rings. Super magnetic rings is the last ingredient required to get Belt Mark 3 going. Belt Mark 3 is going to be very, very important for our future project, okay? We also want to get the substations up and running. So satellite substations also require the super magnetic rings, and they require the frame component, the frame material. I don't even have the frame material unlocked yet. It goes over here somewhere. So that one's going to wait a little bit. When we get to that item, I'm just going to import it. Turn on Icarus's... Come on, Icarus. Light. Light? Is it on or off? It is on. Okay, the other place that needs to go is not to there, it is to here. Okay, so this machine is also going to require the super magnetic rings. So I'm going to bring that across to there, input that there. It also requires the reinforced thrusters, which we already have, just nowhere near here. And it also requires an accumulator. The accumulators we'll get to in just a second. So, reinforced thrusters. Reinforced thrusters are over here. We're going to bring them up a tile. Back down to ground level, I hope. Okay. Over that building. Then back down to ground level. Over in, we go under. Nope. We just have to clear a path and hook that up and then reconnect it. Cool. you need to go around that building thoroughly, because that's going to be for our tier 3 assemblers, which we haven't unlocked yet, but it's also going to require some extra ingredients. We'll plug that into there, we'll plug that into there, and you should now be able to get 2 of your 3 items. You're not running. Oh, you need titanium. We needed to bring you titanium. Titanium. We have over here somewhere. It's used for something already. Aha! Titanium. I did move around these smelters again to get the titanium to work. Okay, so you need to go up a tile to there, ground level. Actually, you can just stay above to get to here, and then to ground level. And turns out that's the wrong position. That goes to there. That one comes out one more tile. And then goes to ground level. Okay, with that done and that done, and a sorter from here to output the reinforced thruster, which we can probably add more to the buffer, I think. So that should get those popped around and into this machine. That'll make our orbital collectors. Orbital collectors are going to be very, very important, and we want to, I think they stack in, you stack in 10. So I think they stack in 10, at which point we want basically a whole row. We're going to need like 80 of them per gas giant. So you just need your accumulators. Okay, one last thing I want to automate whilst we're here, and that is the accumulators. Accumulators we also unlocked between episodes. Hey, there's another drone engine, so drones are a little bit faster. Accumulators are here. They require supermagnetic rings. Haha, we have them right here. They also require... Where'd they go? They also require iron, which we have conveniently all the way down here. And... Shh, stop that. They also require crystals, whatever they're called. Crystal silicon. Okay, so the easiest spot to put that is going to be right here. Conveniently, that's already going to line up with a sorter for us. And then we need iron. And the easiest way for us to get iron is literally just put a sorter off the iron line. Take that to there. Plug that iron in. Plug a sorter from here. Nope. From there to there. Which should put iron on that belt, which is now going to travel all the way to the back. This is one of those very few items that needs like a early game item and a late game item. Iron is super early, magnetic rings super late. Crystal, halfway point. So as for the crystal silicon, conveniently I already have this tower set up to bring in crystal silicon. So it's just a case of tab that across to number 3. Bring that to there, bring that to there, and plug in yet another sorter. So this is going to give us accumulators. And yeah, there we go. We're going to have an accumulator. Now, these guys require charged accumulators, full accumulators. So we can take the accumulator out. Yeah, I did take it out. Which tab are you on? Power seems like a good tab for you. And pop it down. And then we can wait for it to slowly charge. And that works, okay? That works. I can manually place these down. My very first playthrough. It's exactly how I built my first, I don't know how many towers. I placed them down. I waited, and I waited, and I waited, and I waited for them to charge up. Once they were fully charged, I then took them, and then I put them in this building. There's a better way. There's a better way. And you're in my way, which means I need to rip you up. Okay, so the better way is with a... Can I actually put you... No. Okay. The better way is with a energy exchanger. So energy exchanger, if I set you to charge, you're going to open all the way up. You're going to have at least one charge in you. And we can take a belt and run it straight into the building. Literally straight into the building. Actually, can I put the belt there instead? I want to use Mark 1 because I've used Mark 1 for everything in this because I'm waiting for blueprints to be added to the game. At which point I can blueprint this whole build and share it with you guys. Okay. And what's going to happen is a flat accumulator is going to go in. This supercharges it, okay? Charges it way faster than what you can just putting it down on the ground. Going to give me a fully charged accumulator, which if we just pick one up, cool. Accumulator. We can then put these down, and they are in the fully charged state. Ready to go. I would like some spare accumulators in... I don't really care if they're the fully charged state or the fully flat state. As long as I had some spares would be nice. Can I put the blue science in the building? No. Because they've disappeared in my inventory. Okay. Turn that back on so we can keep track of it. Yes, I'd love some spare accumulators to put down just to take out any future bends and kinks in our power network. But it's at 50% unless you output, at which point it bounces to 70% because we're charging one of those in like 0.2 of a second. Yeah, there's some aggressive charging going on when a flat accumulator goes in here. Some very aggressive charging. Whoop. Done. So, yeah, we have now automated the orbital collectors, that's their name. Can I put those in there? And we'll put the flat one in the flat one category. There we go. We've also automated... Nope. What happened to my titanium? Oh. I plugged the titanium into the wrong building. Huh. Well, that I'm glad we found out now, rather than the issue I had with engines where they're not connected. Okay. So we can now make tier 1 towers, tier 2 towers, slowly. They're going to output here. There's a little short belt to take them from A to B. There was just no way to get this machine lined up beautifully with this machine, so I prefer to run a little bit of a belt. Technically, there should be a couple of tiles left. Maybe I'll fix it, maybe I won't. I sort of built my blue science in the way a little bit, which is now not running. Why are you not running? 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 Hang on. The copper's dead. Why is the copper dead? Oh, because some idiot plugged a Mark 1 belt into Mark 2 smelters and didn't upgrade all the belt. Cool. Alright, that should fix that problem. Woohoo! Alright, I love small problems that are quick and easy to fix. Alright, I'm going to put in a cut. I'm going to go fix my engine problem and sorters running the wrong direction. At the same time, do I have... Okay, I have Mark 1 belt goes in there. Mark 1 sorters goes in there, because yes, we want to try using exclusively Mark 2 stuff now. We have a whole bunch of automation up and running. You are running super slowly. Oh, you'd like green engines, but they don't exist because I boo-booed other things. Alright, gonna go fix this. Be right back. Alright, so I've got to fix those problems, and next thing I want to get done this episode is I want to get Deuterium up and running, because Deuterium is going to be required for... Hang on, let's look through our research. That's green science. We can... Bots move at a speed of 12. We move at a speed of 10. That'll make us move at 11. Bots are still technically faster. That's all the research we can do. No, we can get another... We move faster. Yes, which we're not going to do. Anything in here I want? Technically lots, but I also don't want to hang around and waiting for research. So I want to get the gravitational wave refraction, which requires the miniature particle collider to get deuterium. Also requires strange matter, which requires the peak things that we made before, plus it requires some iron, plus it requires some deuterium. And then we should be able to get the gravitational wave refraction, which is going to give us the space warpers. That's one of the important things I want to get done. Is that... What's that one? Ah ha ha! That is deuterium fuel rods. That's the actual thing that we want to grab first. Just cancel all that, and then we'll go back in and we'll do these. That one, and that one. Okay, so that's the plan. We need to get some of the deuterium. Now, deuterium, we can get deuterium from back to our technologies, we can get them from the particle collider. Great way to get deuterium, okay? You put 10 in, you get 5 out. It runs at a constant rate. It just requires some power, okay? Great way of getting it. There is a second way of getting deuterium. It is from one of these tabs, the Fractionator. The Fractionator takes up less space, uses less power, and is generally just a better way of getting deuterium. There is a catch. It doesn't make deuterium. It has a percentage chance of making deuterium. So, something you need to keep in mind. Also, it's a very, very tiny building. Notice how tiny it is. It's tiny, it's cute, it's small. The way it works is, and I will have a video linked up the top right-hand corner that covers deuterium, much longer tutorial sort of video. But the long and the short of it, well, the short story is you run hydrogen in one side and out the other. And it has a 1% chance, okay? Do I have any hydrogen? Nope. Now, let's go grab some hydrogen. So we can actually do sort of like a proof of concept. We did upgrade oil, so we have lots of hydrogen. Just sitting there doing... Stop. Put the hydrogen back in the tank. There we go. Alright, power. Let's grab power. Big power poles. There, and there. That is the one tile you can't put on GD. Okay. So, the way these work. Let's get rid of your neighbors. Okay. Small belt. Loops around. Power pole. So you have power. Output belt. Okay. You still don't have power. Really? Which power pole did I miss? One there. Okay. Alright, the way these work is we take our hydrogen, we dump it on the belt, okay, and it passes through here. And it has a 1% chance of kicking out some deuterium, okay? And obviously, the faster you feed materials in, the faster they come out. So if we grab a box right here, and I put in some T3 sorters, because they are way faster. Fill that up. Fill the belt up. We can now see it has 29 in it at all times. 30, 29, 30, 30, 29, somewhere there. And it's going to start popping out deuterium faster because there's more deuterium, there's more hydrogen in it, so it has a higher chance of popping out some deuterium. Okay? Sounds simple so far. Now, what I want to do is I want to have a few of these. Go away. Okay. I want to have a few of these, like 4 of them. 4 of them sounds like a good number to start with. And because these buildings are super tiny, they are very, very good for putting up here at the, at either the North Pole or the South Pole. Because the buildings are tiny, they aren't affected by the curvature of the Earth nearly as much. Actually, we might do 3. Okay, so then I want to have another... Well, it's going to be sometimes 3, sometimes 4. Okay, what we want to do is we want to go from that belt to that belt. We want you to output, 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 and you to output. Then we're going to take our blue belts. This is why I got the blue belt up and running a little bit earlier. Hand fed it a little bit. Just so we can have the fastest belt to wrap resources in and out. And then I'm going to bring that to there, that to there, that to there. Okay. Next thing I want to do is I basically want to duplicate this. So I need to get I need to make sure it's powered. That's going to be something we're going to have to make sure we do all the way through this stage. There to there to there. And you know what? Because I have this hydrogen sitting in a box, I'm going to bring it down and sideload it in there. And this is basically what I want to do. I want to sideload these builds over and over and over and make sure that I can fill them up with hydrogen to then turn the hydrogen into deuterium. So we're going to go here, 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 here. Which then requires some tier 3 belts out to cover the very last one, and then goes up a tile, and goes over there somewhere. And you output, you output, you output, and you output. And then spin you around twice. We're only going to go with, what's that, 4 on the bottom row? Because we're so high on the planet, the curve is going to make sure that all these builds are fairly unique and fairly different. Just because the curve's going to hit each one of them differently. I want that to go up as high as possible, as quickly as possible. So we're going to wrap that down, around, back in. Can I fit one there? No. In. Can I make you a tile shorter? No. And then wrap that through those guys. Okay. Yeah, my little box of hydrogen is now empty. And as you can see, we've made a whole bunch of deuterium there. But I've also brought splitters with me. The reason I brought splitters is I want to put a splitter, like, you know, here. And I want to take the bottom belt and sideload it. And then take the top belt. Bring it to, I don't know, there. And sideload that one. And then power poles. Power pole in there. And there. And then we're going to do it again. And I'm going to put in a count because I have to do this like 36 more times because that's how many of these things I brought with me. And I prefer to have them all down and working rather than sitting in my inventory doing nothing. So yeah, I'm going to see you guys in a bit when we just finish off a tiny bit more construction. Okay, so quick bit of planning, quick bit of placing, and we're going to load all those in. Now, it's important that when bringing in our feeder belts, because that's what these are going to be, that they are definitely side-loaded. So we bring them in at the side, that way what's already on the belt looping around has the priority. But with that said and done, that is our fractionator setup. So that is going to make us deuterium, hopefully a lot of deuterium, because it's also going to convert our hydrogen, which we have tanks and tanks and tanks of currently, into something that's going to be hopefully a little bit more useful. Do I want to go? Yeah, we're just going to bring this straight down. To that tile, that one plug in there. That already looks to be plugged in. I don't know. Yeah, it is. Cool. That can go away. We're going to go to here and dump our deuterium, which looks so different from hydrogen. Yes. Yes. There's 2 balls in the middle, not just one. Okay. That's going to go away. Can I actually? No, I can't. Okay. Feed that hydrogen into there. Done. Dusted. Okay. So that's going to give us our deuterium. Now, deuterium, I'm going to obviously need to store it up. We are going to go nothing overboard about this. We're going to maximize our tanks. 3 high, it turns out, is our max. Plug a belt in there. At the same time, you know, 3 over there and 3 over here, and plug that into there and that into there. Okay. So, with that planned out, we need to go grab our hydrogen, which is conveniently right here. We're going to take a Mark III belt because I want this to output as fast as possible along there, so I can plug you in, plug you in, plug you in. We then need to bring this up 1, 2, 3 over the solar panels. Press tab to get a dead straight belt out of range. Of course it is. Of course it is. Why wouldn't it be? I think that's the right tile. Sure. And it is the right tile. Bring that up, plug that in there, and then after we get a bunch of belt built, yes, Jedic in words, we can start pulling out our hydrogen, which we are still making at a good clip. Like there is a good amount of hydrogen still kicking out of our build. In fact, oh, you need to actually be hand-fed with titanium. Well, that's all the titanium I brought. 1, 2, sort. Yeah, we've still got a good amount of titanium on us. Good amount of fuel cells on us. Okay, so with the hydrogen belt, which should hook up any second now. Cool. We can see that these are going to start firing. And as you can see, there's a little bit dribbling out according to, you know, the what I've done to the system. But this belt's bringing in 30 per second. Now, we're splitting it. So this one's getting 15. This main belt here is getting 15. We're splitting it again. So you're getting 7 and you're getting 7. We're splitting it again. So you're getting like 3.5 and this belt's getting 3.5. At which point this one's getting like 1.75 and this one's getting 1.75. But you might notice I'm bringing in hydrogen faster than we're getting rid of the hydrogen. Because don't forget, these only have a 1 per second chance rate. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So I have like a 16% chance that all the hydrogen on this belt, and it's not quite 16% because you can see this one has 30 in it. This one has 25 because by the time it's gone from here back to here, 5 of the hydrogen has already disappeared and been converted. So it's got diminishing returns on it. But it means I've got about a 16% chance, then about a 12% chance, then about an 8% chance, so on and so forth, which means the first belt backs up. So then this one's getting about 25 per second, and the second belt's going to back up, at which point you have about 25 in you. So this belt's now got about 20 on it. Then the third belt's going to back up at 20, come on, give me a number. About 25 as well. So now we have 15 items per second. And then there is no way these guys are going to use 15 items per second. So this one's at like 28-ish. And this one's at like 28 to 29. But, all said and done, all the loops done. This is the return loop. So this is where we should be missing the most amount of hydrogen. We already have 1,000 deuterium done, dusted, up and made. It also means when we get this research, we start making deuterium fuel rods. Now, deuterium fuel rods require deuterium. We've got that. They're going to require titanium alloy. We've got that. It's also going to require supermagnetic rings, which are an absolute pain in the ass. But once we have them up and running, if we go back to that research, we can see that these guys hold 600 megajoules worth of power. We can also put them in a mini fusion power plant, which will give us 9 megawatts worth of power, compared to the ones we have currently, which are 2.16 megawatts worth of power at 80% efficiency. So they burn like 2.5, and then you get 2.16. These ones will actually do... we go back to that one. This will actually do 100% energy efficiency. So the 600 megajoules worth of power that we'd put into it will be converted into 9 megawatts over time, over whatever, which is a nice 1-to-1 ratio. Also, I just noticed that our belts are actually not fast enough. So we need to upgrade the main feeding belt through to blue speed, because we're getting a blue speed out, which technically means we're probably bringing a blue speed in. Or at least higher than green. So higher than 12 items per second. Probably around about 15-ish, I'd guess. But yeah, we're now making a lot of deuterium. Like, a lot. We're up to 2,000 already, and it's just going to keep going up. Oh, actually, there's a whole other tank over here, which has bugger all in it. Okay, so we have that up and running, and we have that up and running. Now, I need to make the fuel rods. We're going to make the fuel rods for 2 reasons. One, to replace the ones we were using, because these have 54 megajoules. The other ones have 600. Way different. The other thing we're going to need them for is we're actually going to need them later in the game. Go on, go put down the 3 solar panels. Later in the game to do more advanced things. But with that said, I think this is where I'm going to leave this episode. It's a little bit shorter, but I don't really have anything else I want to accomplish. We have the last of the workshop up and built, and up and running. Actually, no, there's one other thing. There's one other thing. There is not one other thing, because we don't have enough charge accumulators. Why don't we have enough charge accumulators? Because we don't have enough green things, because that sort of is super slow, but I don't want to upgrade any of this from tier 1. So what I'm going to do is, we're going to call this here for this episode. Next episode, I want to take some of the orbital collectors. I'd ideally like to have 80 of them. I'd like to cover our whole gas giant neighbor all in one episode and one hit. Just go circle the planet and cover it in gas collectors, because he does have hydrogen, and he has some of the deuterium products that we just, went and started making. But unfortunately, it's going to have to wait to the next episode, just so I have a few more free. And yeah, so With all that said, as always, I do hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. I do hope you guys are enjoying the series. Don't forget, if you've missed any episodes, there is a playlist button down the bottom. You can click that and binge watch the whole series in one sitting, or over 2 or 3. That's entirely up to you. At the same time, if you haven't clicked the subscribe button now, we're in double digits. We're in double digits. You should have definitely clicked the subscribe button by now if you haven't already, to make sure you know about the next video when it pops out. With all that said, thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the very next episode. All right, bye.